Hello, ESA. Welcome to an American McGee's release, the ID 3 first-person action game. There will be a lot of jumping because jumping is fast, so get used to this sound. And a major part of the speedrun is skipping triggers and cutscenes by quick save, quick loading through them, just like I did with the knife. Right now I should have the knife weapon, but I don't because I skipped it. Pick it up with me watching a pretty long cutscene. And there's a cute trick here with a rope. I can boost off feet by holding jump. I need to be careful not to skip cutscenes too early, or bad things will happen every time if I do. That's why every now and then a little bit of cutscene will play. Here I get the first weapon, the deck of cards. Just pretty much already the most powerful weapon I can get until the last item in the game. Oh my god. Nope, no. Alright, good. So, the story of this game is basically the wander around is all in Arctice's head, and currently Alice is not exactly emotionally stable. So the world is in ruins. I just attempted a small boost and failed it, which means I have to take a long way around. It's fine though. Enemies in this game are really RNG. Sometimes they help you a lot, sometimes they waste enough time. Also, through load screens like this one, I hold forward. This actually lets me keep moving forward. Normally I would have to stand after the load screen for like a second or two. And speaking of RNG and enemies, in the next room there will be a Banshee who can either just push me off into the void or boost me all the way to the other side. Oh boy. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. I have to push these 3 levers in the correct order. All while being screamed on over it. Here I'm just carefully quick saving after every single step, because this Banshee can really just kill me. And this is one of the very few unskippable cutscenes in this game for whatever reason. The card weapon has two firing modes. The primary I'm pretty much never going to use, unless in an emergency, because the second one is just sort of a shotgun weapon, which is powerful enough to be always worth using. Just like on this enemy right here, another Banshee. You just have to wait a little bit until it gets closer, and it's gone. The weird quirk about the shotgun fire mode is that it doesn't deal damage up close at all, as you'd expect with most shotgun type weapons. Here I skipped another cutscene with a quick save, quick load. The way it works is I keep moving forward, quick save, then immediately quick load, and for some reason after I quick load I end up a little bit ahead, or it teleports you forward. And because triggers in this game are just not very big, that allows me to skip pretty much anything I wish. For example, I could skip this one cutscene, but it's not. It would end up in a soft lock because this doorway would not open for me. Some cutscene I just have to let play out. So this level is called the School. It's probably the most combat heavy, despite not actually having that many enemies. Mostly because of some narrow spaces where you can get easily stuck on and take a lot of damage. In this part I could just collect a few books that will serve as platforms to get up to the end of this part. There's actually 4 books, but I will only collect 3 of them. And I will do a precise circle jump to skip the last one. And here we go. Easy. So I should probably explain circle jumps, even though they're just done in Jedi Academy. When you jump and strafe while moving your mouth in the same direction that you strafe, you will actually gain, for some reason you will gain speed, which lets you move forward much faster than if you just walked. The weird thing about American McGee's Alice is that as opposed to most Quake engine-based games, there is a little bit of landing lag, which means I cannot efficiently chain circle jumps. I actually lose most of my speed between every jump, so I can't go as crazy fast as you could do in some Quake derivatives. And this is a pretty good fight. I use shotgun fire mode of the cards to clear out the banshees really fast. And the nice thing about this game is that every enemy is actually a health and mana drop. Oh my god, please no. Sometimes enemies can do that. Every single enemy, when he dies, can drop health and mana. Or rather, always does. Please no, don't. Thank you. Which means every time I'm in a dangerous situation, I can just kill an extra enemy and get some health back. And this guy is just not dying for some reason.
You're fortunate I passed by.
The part right here is where I can get very easily stuck on, or turn around, or whatever else. Oh my god. I'm just collecting a few materials to create an elixir that will let me get smaller.
This condenser can mix the potion. Doesn't look like it's good for much else.
Okay. So pretty much there's nothing much left to do in this level other than get boosted by Banshee apparently, thank you very much. I have to watch out not to get screamed off by these two Banshees over the elevator. I did great, that's completely RNG, I have no control over that. This is a really good speed, you can trust me. Oh boy. Alright, that was a pretty decent school, I'd say. Here we just take the intended route to end of the level, where Alice gets smaller and ends up in the Veil of Tears. The Veil of Tears is pretty much the level of the game where we spend the least time doing the intended things. This part that you can see right here is meant to be a rock escape section where you keep climbing up and every now and then a rock falls that can kill you, so you have to wait. But we don't like waiting, so we're going to just skip the trigger of every single rock in the area. Like this one right here. Hello. Sometimes Alice just doesn't feel like grabbing lodges. There's another trigger right here. Easy. And here I actually skip a trigger by doing a somewhat precise jump. It worked just fine. But that's just the first part of the Veil of Tears, this is pretty easy. The part after this is meant to be a really long auto-scroller where you slowly float down a river. But we don't like auto-scrollers or slowly floating down anything.
What's all this then?
So instead I'm going to go out of bounds and stay out of bounds for the entire rest of the level. And I'm out of bounds, so it's really easy. So if you look down there, you can see a river I meant to be floating down. But instead I can just jump on all of this geometry out of bounds. Fortunately in this game, Wars geometry you can collide with generally has the same shape as the textures you can see. What you see is what you get. You don't really get invisible, you don't really get fake walls. Plenty of invisible ones though. This jump here was kinda precise, but I got it fine. I know I did not. I'm a liar. Alright, we're through. Are we? Are we? And that's pretty much the level. The next level opens up with a very similar skip, but that's pretty much the end of going out of bounds like that. And here to just do a little small jump above the water because it's just slightly faster than floating down. Again, I held forward through the loading screen to get a little boost right after the load. So I'm already out of bounds, by the way. And here I'm landing on nothing, at least I will try to. Yep. Hello? Alright. This jump right here is actually kind of precise. I need to land like this, there we go. We don't go. This jump just doesn't sometimes feel like working, sometimes it does. Alright, Andrew. I'm actually not sure how much this skips, but it's fast, so it. Coming up is the first real boss of this game. And we'll also get a new weapon, which will be very useful for exactly that killing process. So here we get the bomb, and from here on pretty much every boss, all you need to do is throw bombs underneath it. This boss dies in 3 bombs. The damage from bombs is based on the range, so if she's too far from the bomb as it explodes, it won't deal full damage, and sometimes it takes 4 bombs to kill her, but there it took 3, so I'm fine. Also, you can totally have a fire and water. Because why not? And this sound scroller where we have to follow the turtle bro to not drown because the bubbles behind him provide us with air. Turtle is a rare bro, he only tries to kill us about 12 times throughout this auto-scroller, it's fine. He mostly just leads you through falling rocks like this one. I don't actually need to stay in the bubbles the entire time, I just need to go behind him every now and then so I don't just drown. And drowning isn't an insta-kill either, I actually start losing HP slowly, so even then it gives me enough time to get back to the safe area. There's actually almost no enemies in this part other than for a fish that you won't even get to see because it's dead. Oh my god, please no. I'm too young. The falling rocks like that actually are insta-kill. If I walk into that, I would dead right away and have to redo the entire auto-scroller. If there are any donations whatsoever, this is a great time to read them. Calm down. And that's the end of the level. This level always takes exactly the same amount of time, there is no RNG or skill to it whatsoever, you just have to wait, other than following turtle. So here we get another example of the rope boost glitch, which is actually really convenient because climbing ropes is excruciatingly slow. And that mushroom is not actually meant to boost me so high up that, but for some reason if you boost off a mushroom like that while strafing, you get way more height. And just skip a whole bunch of climbing, and as you can see, ropes are not very exciting. That was actually somewhat precise jump across the river there. Sometimes I just like to get stuck. Oh, sorry, bunny.
Strange how quiet it is here now. I don't like it. Caterpillar is just beyond the clearing, Alice. Let's sacrifice stealth for speed.
This is the second longest unskippable cutscene, by the way. But it's worth watching. Rip bunny, died for speed. Died for all our speed scenes. Don't go fast, or this is how you end.
Unnaturally. I'm cursed. Why go on? I'll just hurt others.
No time for self-pity. Evade these savage soldiers and find Caterpillar.
Right, now that Alice is done crying, we can just move on with the run. So speaking of unskippable cutscenes, the upcoming one is very much not unskippable. Alright, there's a cutscene here, and I can prove it. See, there's a cutscene. Just kidding. And actually that cutscene is also unskippable, so the fact that you can just jump around is very convenient. Oh my god, why? Occasionally, platforming this game just doesn't want to cooperate. Grabbing ledges is particularly finicky. What? I'm not sure what just happened, but it happened. I could not climb up. There is a mechanism in the game that prevents you from climbing up when the climb up would put you out of bounds, but that would very much not put me out of bounds. And a short cutscene for the obligatory stone escape section of the game. Because every single first-person action game in the late early 2000s needs one. And funnily enough, I cannot do very optimized movement. You will see me stick to the middle of this path, because if I try to go on the edge, if I try to take a shorter path, I can very easily accidentally skip the trigger for the rest of the level loading, and I will just not be able to complete it. The same thing can happen here. If I jump too high, the end of the level will just not load. Oh my god, it happened. Nice, I can show it off. I just cannot continue. This is a really well-made game. And now that I didn't jump high, the wall is not here. The level loaded, and I can just finish it. And this is the most fun part of the game. It lasts about 3 seconds. Oh, it's going to last a little bit longer. And it's over. Ice physics are fun because you can go fast. Here I have to do a pretty precise jump where I grab this ice wand and also bounce off to this platform. It's kind of hard to do because of the ice physics that are still in effect. Also, this rock is not very deadly. You can actually, if you're going fast enough, you can go ahead of that rock and it will not kill you. It's pretty impressive. It does not have collision either. This cutscene has some
Alice, you've returned.
weird qualities of it. If you skip it slightly too early or slightly too late, it's just going to play another cutscene after it. I'll skip it at the right time though. And I just used one of those mushrooms to boost, but they can just as easily pull me in and waste time, so I'm just going to try my best to stay away from them. Coming up is another boss, but that boss is only vulnerable at certain times, so I cannot use the bomb to kill him. Like that. Oh, also, before the boss there's meant to be an epic fight with the insects. You don't actually have to do it at all. I can just chill around here. And the level ends anyway. I'm not sure why. So this is actually very interesting. I can only hit him with the ice wave when he lifts up his belly to reveal the red weak point, but I also have to keep a very specific distance, because if I get too close, he's going to do a grab attack where that wastes a few seconds just on the animation. But if I get too far, he's going to do... There, I cancelled the grab attack. He started one, but could not pull it off because I was just a little bit too far away. And as you saw there, if I get too far from him, he's going to do the charge attack, which doesn't reveal his weak points, so it's also a bit of a waste of time. Another grab attack. Cancel. Rip. And this is the first of the ice wall skips, even though it's quite a tiny one. So the game allows me to create these ice walls. They're meant... I'm actually not sure what the intended use is, but we use them to skip everything.
I've never trusted toads.
You can jump onto an ice wall if you are slightly above the
I wish I were Lucy.
height that it was created at,
What a horrible choice.
which is not
Eat a toadstool
hard to achieve
or
most of the
remain
time.
food for insects.
So a lot of parts of the levels will be skipped by just creating an ice wall, jumping on top of it, and then jumping to something higher up. Here we get the first piece of the final weapon, which we can't use yet because it's not fully powered up. Oh my god, please no. Platforming in this game is a little bizarre. Sometimes it likes to... it jumps at ledges if you jump too late off of a ledge. Also incoming bunches, lots of them. This bunches here can boost me and kill me just as easily. That was actually quite nice. This enemy here, Revive, has the ability to freeze me for about 4 seconds, which is not in any way beneficial. But fortunately they're quite easy to avoid. They do also have an element of randomness to them. They can sometimes do a mana draining attack, which pretty much doesn't do anything.
Since you know the moves, best play with whites. They go first.
Alright, we're playing with whites. And by this I mean we're skipping the entire level. So this right here is one of the bigger ice wall skips. And I'm out of points already, right at the start of the level. This skips something of a mini-game where you control a very slowly moving chess piece. Normally you have to do that to progress, but you can just go around. There will be one more ice wall skip right here, actually 2 of them. The camera likes to freak out when you quick save, quick load. Alright. Jumping on this railing is actually really hard. Jumping onto ice walls is also quite hard because you can slide off very easily. And that was actually a very clean pale realm. Can you please get out of the way? Now we need to make our way to the realm of the red chess pieces. And the way we're going to accomplish that is actually kind of funny. First we need to get there. Taking an optimal path through that room is really stupid because of all the RNG coming from the chess pieces moving around. But up there is a portal to the next level. I'm just going to sit here. Wait for this rook. And then jump on his head. So there's really nothing special to this level other than a boss at the end. And this very long rope climb. There actually is a way to skip this rope climb using segmented strats, but they barely save time. The skip is just so convoluted that it's not worth doing. That was the cutscene of the White King getting executed, which means we need to go and finish off the Red King. And to do that we're going to use the bombs again. And actually the first bomb I'm going to throw before the fight even starts, to make it explode right as he spawns. There you go. So it's just a little bit of time. I don't like this HP. It's actually very easy to get killed in this game, even on the lowest difficulty level. But fortunately the fact that you get health drops pretty much everywhere more than makes up for that. So, the mirror image. Mirror image is by far the most annoying level in the entire game. It adds 2 new enemies. One with rocket launchers, which can knock you off from anywhere. Oh my god. I think that's a great example of what can happen. You can get frozen by the birds, you can get hit off by the rocket launchers, you can also get hit off by banshees, and you can also get poisoned by spiders. I did not want that power up. I just want to teleport. That's actually a secret area that you can take to grab the power up. But and that's another effect you can get. It does not really hinder gameplay, but it's still annoying. What? There's meant to be right here. Oh, here it is. Hello. Please don't freeze me. Please, please. Alright. I just have to blow. I'm not sure if I will be able to continue with this HP. As I mentioned earlier in the run, every enemy is a health drop. So I can just abuse that for safety, without even wasting that much time. Here's a small skip. You're supposed to climb up all the way up there to get up here, but you can just abuse the moving platform. And this is by far the worst room in the game. There are 5 banshees. Oh my god, please make it stop. I might have to kill them. Yep. Oh my god. There is nothing good about this level. It just has massive sorts of RNG. But fortunately it's over right now. Another boss that we kill with bombs thrown at their feet. This one is actually kind of bizarre because the bombs can easily hurt me because the range is quite big, but I also cannot get too far away from the boss because he's going to fly up, just like this. And him flying up means he's taking less damage from the bomb. He landed though, so that's good. Hello? And it's over. And here we do a sequence of skips that will take us straight to the next boss, who we will also skip. And skipping that boss will give us an item that will help us skip more things later in the game. Please no. Please no. I love punches. So this is the Mad Hatter boss fight. It's actually kinda hard casually, but we can do a somewhat silly ice wall climb. Sometimes the game doesn't let you stand up here, which makes this skip really hard to get, but there we go. That's the Mad Hatter. He's just down there, getting mad.
Unlike death, time moves on. Those who stood still with time move on also, unless they're dead.
So, as the cat just explained, we got a time stop ability, which you can use exactly once per level. It freezes everything, except for bosses. And I'm mainly going to use it for safety in some areas, but also for some skips. So it might seem like I'm taking a somewhat unoptimal path here, but it's actually the best way to go, because around corners for some reason there is a ton of invisible walls everywhere, and it's really easy to get stuck. But if I just go to the middle, it's perfectly fine. The platforming section with lava right here is actually quite hard. Because of the way jumping in this game, it's very easy to slide off into the lava. But hopefully nothing like this will happen. Just kidding. I think that demonstrates pretty well what I meant. So right here I'm going to prepare a time stop, and I'm going to use it around here to prevent the fish that was actually behind me right there, so you can see it on the screen, from pulling me inside of the lava. It will let me do the rest of this platforming section quite safely. What just happened? What is going on? Excuse me? I think the fish is pulling me. Right then. That's a new one. Wow. That's... I'm... This game is stupid, I'm sorry. Almost got frozen there, but it's fine. I like to take this imp from distance because he likes to throw me into the lava. And the imp just doesn't care. Sometimes he does, but not today. By the way, I'm using ice walls, so if you couldn't tell, this is a skip. All the way up to this boss of the area, who is an auto-scroller. A minute and a half of literally nothing. Enjoy. Shoutouts to the Logitech G5 Pro 2. Finishing off this boss fight is well worth it, however, because right as we do, we get the Jabberwock Ice Staff, which we'll use to break some parts of the late game pretty badly. Most importantly, the final boss. And here we go. Here I use another time stop, mostly for safety. So as a few enemies. It's really not that necessary, but I just do it because I can. There's absolutely no reason to let these enemies do what they want when I can just not. So this weapon is Jabberwock Ice Sword. It boasts a powerful laser attack, which kills everything really fast. And also an artillery attack that I will use once, right at the end of the game. So here I use another aim stop, totally for safety, because the enemies down here can actually very easily take off my entire HP in a few seconds. There's a Banshee somewhere up here, oh yeah, 2 of them. And there's a gnome here who wants us to do an extra level to open this gate, but I don't really care. I'm just going to put down an ice wall. So this is the sim room. We skip exactly all of it, using an Jabberwock Ice Staff boost. I shoot at my own feet to create an explosion that pushes me all the way up here. It costs quite a bit of HP, but the time gain is well worth it. And another time stop for safety, because fuck those Banshees. Oh my god, please don't. These steam pipes are not reliable, sometimes they just don't push you up how they should. And that's a sim room. Normally you're meant to take quite a few more paths through the steam pipes, but with the Jabberwock Ice Staff you can just boost all the way up, grabbing this guy for HP. And here's actually a skip that uses the time stop ability to work. I stop this guy right here in time to be able to jump on his head. And from his head onto this ice wall, and from the ice wall to the end of the level. And this is what I like to call the water temple, for obvious reasons. Yes, there is a mechanic of raising and lowering water levels. It's an amazing piece of video game design, which is why I'm going to skip exactly all of it, using ice walls again. This time stop is actually not necessary, it's just for safety from the fish. Hello. So I need to create an ice wall here, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does. It actually worked quite fast this time. And hitting this switch is basically the level. This raises the water, which allows me to reach the end. Hello. Hello. This is the reason why time stop at the start the fish can be really annoying with the tongue attack. I started with this level off with a long circle jump. Fortunately the fall damage in this game is not too brutal. Please don't. Thank you. That imp can very easily knock you back into the lava. If he attacks at the wrong time. So this is the first of the two clock tower levels. There's a lot of fixed space on cycles. Fortunately we skipped the most of this one. No. Maybe? Nope. Never mind. Sometimes you can go through here, sometimes not. This game doesn't always make a lot of sense. Oh, please don't do it. There's a pretty large skip I'm going to do here, but first I need to kill this guy who can throw some issues at me while doing this skip. This is very much unintended, by the way. And again, that's basically the level. You're not meant to be able to reach up to those pipes without going through a series of rooms first. And this is the second clock tower level. We really can't skip much of it. But we do use a clever application of a time stop to get the perfect cycles for everything in the level. So I stopped the time at a time where everything is... oh boy. At least I will try to stop the time at a moment where all the gears are in the right position for me to get through quickly. Normally I would have to wait quite a bit of time for all these gears to move on with their lives. Somewhat precise circle jump here, just to reach that platform from a distance. And we are to the level. Coming up is one of the first of the 3 final bosses, who I will pretty much defeat in the intended way by shooting at him with the laser from the Jabberwocky stuff. His fire attack is still quite deadly, so this isn't really that safe, but it should be fine. Please don't kill me.
Yeah. Okay.
He should be dead very soon now. Oh my god, why?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah! Great. From now on, Ginny's able to interject with donations. See that box to your left-hand side? Will flash when he wants to speak, and just
Good
give him a chance.
stuff.
Thank you.
I'm glad that works now. This is a terrible Jabberwocky stuff. This boss can just troll you if he feels like it.
forces are leaderless and a battle has begun. Deliver us from this evil or let us perish.
Right, coming up is the final level of the game. First we just have to get through this long path that's here for no reason. Again, I'm going to use them just... Whoa, nice. Another time stop for safety from the enemies. Narrow paths like this are actually quite scary because I'm stupid and jump off of them. Because the knockback from most of the attacks of the enemies can very easily push you off. Whoa, let's not go there, that's a silly place. A very tiny ice wall skip. Just avoid some climbing up. So here, this level is quite a dilemma because there's 3 places where it would be beneficial to use a time stop, and the real difficulty is where is it the most beneficial. I tend to use it here because there's a drive right to my left and frees me very often when I'm going through this part, and that loses a significant amount of time. But using time stop here means I will not be able to use it at the end of this level, which is just full of enemies that can also lose me quite a bit of time. But I'm going to do my best to not let that happen. That's why I'm actually going to bother with killing these guys right here. And hopefully I will not get shot here. Alright, just fine. Got through very cleanly. This is the last level before the final boss. I have to hit 3 portraits in order, and every time I hit a portrait I have to first hit this lever. There is a small trick that will allow me to do this level twice as fast, but other than that it's mostly just the same thing 3 times over. It's actually easy to take quite a lot of damage in this, so I will have to take some safety measures later on. Maybe or maybe not involving time stop. So the trick is, when you hit the wrong portrait, you actually get taken back to the lever, but that doesn't happen if you hit the right portrait, so we hit the wrong portrait and also the right portrait at the same time. So I got teleported back here to the lever and still score the portrait hit. The red coin portrait is gone. Oh my god, please. I need more HP. Again, killing some enemies just for safety is definitely better than trying to continue and dying over and over. this is the second portrait. I actually cannot tell if that counted, I'm going to have to hope that it did. And because of the massive amount of enemies in this room right now, I use the time stop. Every time you destroy one of these portraits, even more enemies spawn, which is why there are so many on the last one. And the time stop actually means I have to wait at this door, but it's still faster to do that than get thrown around by all of the enemies in that room. And that's the level. Coming up with the final boss, where I will use a very interesting glitch where I will glitch out the primary fire of the Jabberwocky eye staff to charge the secondary fire, which is extremely unusual because normally the secondary fire of this weapon has nothing to do with the primary fire. But for some reason, if you do a specific trick to glitch out the primary fire to make it fire on by its own, I'm not holding button right now, for some reason that makes the artillery charge for way more shots than normally it would, which allows me to use it in this cutscene to take off most of the HP of this boss during the cutscene. It's actually possible to kill the boss during the cutscene, but it happened, oh my god. But I cannot let that happen, because that actually softlocks. I am not sure why the boss is vulnerable to damage during cutscene, but there are a lot of very questionable choices in this game, so I guess it's just better not to ask. And this is awful. I have to redo this. I use way too much mana for the artillery. Also, the artillery is completely random. I cannot control how much damage it deals. The mana is more like a suggestion. Sometimes I can use all of the mana and it will deal very little damage, and sometimes I use only a third of my mana and it kills. So the boss is quite low on HP, and I have to finish it off with regular attacks, which fortunately doesn't take very long thanks to the artillery. And this is the longest unskippable cutscene in the game.
I rule Wonderland alone. Your interference will not be tolerated. This realm is for grown-ups.
Raw, well-ordered, ruthless, careening on the jagged edge of reality. Self-pitying dreamers are not wanted here. They cannot survive here. You fear the truth. You live in shadows. Your pathetic attempts to reclaim your sanity have failed. Retreat to the sterile safety of your self-delusions, or risk inevitable annihilation. If you destroy me, you destroy yourself. Leave now, and some hollow part of you may survive. Stay. I will break you down. You will lose yourself forever!
Alright, now that Alice has gotten her share of crying, we can just kill off the final boss. It's actually an even easier battle than the first boss, but the first form of this boss, but it's also even more orangey. Again, I reach out to the fire Jabberwocky stuff to make it auto-fire, and simultaneously charge the artillery attack. There is one problem with the artillery attack. If it hits the ground anywhere near me, it's going to do a massive amount of damage to me. Which means I can just instantly die at any time if the game feels like it. Time is coming up. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if hit the button. Time. And that's all it.